9pm film, proudly sponsored by Mazda. Jimba Atai. Togetherness. To see together. Breathe together. Feel together. Accelerate. Brake. And smile together. Car and driver in perfect harmony. It's the Mazda way. Jimba Atai. Drive together. The 9pm film, proudly sponsored by Mazda. The 9pm film, proudly sponsored by Mazda.
Mazda has never been afraid to do things differently. A long and proud history of always striving to do better, of never being satisfied, of innovating and challenging. Whether it's bringing the rotary engine to the mass market or the development of Skyactiv technologies, Mazda likes to drive its own road. They do this with one thing in mind, one person in mind, you, the driver. Everything they do is focused on creating harmony between car and driver. Cars that are fun and rewarding to drive. The people at Mazda call this Jinbai Atai. This means horse and rider as one. Born in Hiroshima in 1920, Mazda's first vehicle was a charismatic three-wheeler, the Mazda Go. By 1960, Mazda had developed their first proper car, the two-door R360 Coupe, followed soon after by the four-door Mazda Carol in 1962. Which brings us to the much-lauded arrival of this beauty, the Cosmo Sport in 1967. A flagship two-seater sports car with distinctive sleek styling, it was the first production Mazda to feature a rotary engine, and with a top speed of 115 miles per hour, was a very fast car for its time. Mazda broke with convention by committing to rotary power. Small, lightweight and high revving, the Cosmo was always going to attract attention. The arrival of the RX-7 in 1978 enhanced Mazda's reputation further for producing distinctive, well-engineered cars. But even Mazda wasn't quite prepared for what was to come in 1989, the arrival of the MX-5. An instant hit, reviews the world over were glowing for this classic roadster, the embodiment of Mazda's Jinbai Atai philosophy. A World Car of the Year award and World Car Design award followed, as did production of the millionth car, making the little MX-5 the world's best-selling two-seater sports car. 1991 saw Mazda attempt the famous Le Mans 24-hour race with their iconic 787B. An historic and unforgettable victory was the result, becoming the first and so far only Japanese manufacturer to win the Le Mans 24-hour race, and uniquely rotary-powered, of course. Mazda believes fun to drive should never die. a special connection between man and machine. Cars that are about so much more than A to B. It's the Mazda way.
The 9 p.m. film, proudly sponsored by Mazda. The 9 p.m. film, proudly sponsored by Mazda.
In the course of my career as a motoring journalist, I've had access to some really special cars, and many Mazdas have been amongst those. But until now, I've never had the chance to get anywhere near this, which is a Mazda Cosmo, and it's such a special thing. I think this is the only one in the UK, and you can really trace everything that's special about Mazda, their ambition and their thirst for innovation into this car. So I really cannot wait to drive it. So there's going to be loads of fascinating things about this car, but naturally the heart of it is its rotary engine. So I think we'd better pop up on it and have a quick look. Rotaries are a unique kind of engine. They're small and compact, and they're very, very smooth in the way they operate. So the characteristics of the car have always been very different. So that's distinguished them from conventional cars. They're powerful, characterful, all the things that you want to experience in a sports car. I haven't driven it yet, but I'm anticipating it's going to feel really, really nice to drive. So here we go in the Cosmo, and it's immediately just get that rasp that is so characteristic of a rotary engine, and it immediately makes you want to rev the engine harder and shift the gears. It just plugs into all the things that, if you love cars and love driving, it's what it's all about, really. Every time you put your foot down on the throttle, it just makes you smile. It's directly connected to your face. The whole car just has an energy about it, infectious kind of way it goes about its business. So you just get swept along in making the car go. You're so well connected and engaged with the gearbox and the steering. You know, if you look at the car, it's got tiny, skinny little tyres, but the way it steers and changes direction, it's so good. You're looking down the road, looking forward to the next set of bends, because you just can't wait to feel what the car's like when it's going through them. So I've read about the Cosmo in books, I've looked on the internet, I've waited a long time to drive this car. And was it worth the wait? Well, I think you can probably see from the smile on my face, yes, it was absolutely worth the wait.
The 9 p.m. film, proudly sponsored by Mazda. The 9 p.m. film, proudly sponsored by Mazda. Jimba Atai, togetherness. To see together. Breathe together. Feel together. Accelerate, brake, and smile together. Car and driver in perfect harmony. It's the Mazda way. Jimba Atai. Drive together. The 9 p.m. film, proudly sponsored by Mazda. The 9 p.m. film, proudly sponsored by Mazda.